In just 13 months, we generated Dropouts podcast 1.949 billion views, millions in revenue, and they even hit top 10 comedy podcast charts on Spotify. Today, I'm breaking down how we did this step by step and exactly how you can implement it too with free resources, whether you're a podcaster or a business owner. So let's get into section 1, the anatomy of a 1.9 billion view run. Success leaves clues, so let's first look at some of the most viral content and then break down why it went viral. Now, we had a lot of their videos get over 10 million views, so for time purposes on this section, we'll break down 3 of them. Let's look at the first, I love all races clip.
I love gay people and black people and Asian people and Native American people and
Pacific Islanders.
I love Pacific Islanders. I love Middle Eastern people. And this is no
people.
particular order.
No, I rank. I love
Okay.
black people more than anybody else.
What's second? That's tougher to say, isn't it? That's tougher to say, isn't it?
You know what? Your mouth kind of reminds me of like a person from Whoville.
That's
because
fine.
you like lip is not there.
Well, I
But,
can't
like,
help that.
No, you can't. It's just like Whoville.
Body shaming's fine until it's all about the weight, right? Goodness, here come the comments.
This was our first crazy viral video that we hit in about 3 weeks launching with them. They got over 9 million views, and this immediately started getting picked up by other accounts. People were reacting to it, publications picked it up. This clip alone actually went on to generate well over 50 million views by remixing it, which I'm gonna break down in the second section. Let's break down why it works. The majority of the content strategy with the Dropouts podcast was taking clips from their podcast. And when you're doing this, when you're repurposing long form into short form, the most important part above all else is clip selection. You can have amazing editing on a clip, but if the clip itself is not good, it doesn't have a good hook, good value, good context to back it up, then it's gonna flop. Versus you can have a really, really great clip with almost no editing added on top, and it can still go viral because of the underlying clip. So by far, that is the highest leverage point of repurposing long form into short form is the clip selection. It's also important to follow something that we call the 2-second rule, where every 2 seconds, something visually engaging needs to be happening on screen. You can do that with zoom effects. You can do that by going back and forth, showing multiple speakers. You can even show different speakers on split screen. You can do that with B-roll. You can do that with animations. You can do that with head tracking, so the frame of the video is moving along with their head moving around. Another tip on this is we found best results showing 1 to 4 words on screen at a time as the captions versus showing over 4 words. And on the captions, you can add animations like pop-up effects and different effects that also creates more visual engagement. With all short form content as well, every split second matters. And so the pacing needs to be on point. It needs to have fast pacing. It needs to have jump cuts. All fillers, ahs, ams needs to be cut out. The speakers need to come across as very articulate with the jump cuts that are used. And then it needs to pass something that we call the sound off test. A lot of people scroll social media with no sound. And so if the video doesn't make sense and you can't follow along with the video with the sound off, then it's not gonna go viral. And so as a last test, before the video is submitted for our team to review it, our editor needs to watch it with the sound off and make sure that they can still follow along with it and get value from it. Additionally, one of the most important questions as a gut check that you need to ask yourself is, would people want to share this with others? The most viral content is also the most shared content. You want people DMing it to people, DMing it to their friends, dropping it in the Slack channel or a group text that they're in, posting it to their story. But on viral content, so many of the views come from shares. And if people don't want to share a video, it's not going to go viral. Now, we have posted close to 1 million short form pieces of content across socials at this point and have generated over 8 billion views across 60 industries. And we have a full checklist for quality control of all these different principles that makes good viral content. If you want that checklist, just go to my Instagram, DM me the word checklist, and I'll automatically send it back over to you for free. Going back to the clip, this is also just a good hook in the sense it's polarizing. He says, I love gay people and black people. And then he starts going into all these ethnicities. That's something that captures people's attention. The algorithm rewards polarization. So when you can be polarizing on something that truly fits your values, you should in your content. Now let's play this next video that got 17 million views with Zach and Tara.
I want to explain to you why I got you that one.
Before I open it?
Yeah. Whenever I call Zach on the phone, when I hang up, I say, love you. And he's like, ugh. And he gets so mad at me and he's never said it back.
Because I don't feel it.
Well,
Zach, what? Have some compassion, man. So it's a shirt?
just wait.
Did you get a custom-made shirt?
Saying that Zach loves me.
Zach and Tara having their fake online romance is what took everything to the next level. With this edit, the music and the soundtrack plays a really, really big role because it's like a sentimental, still romantic type of music. It makes you have some level of sympathy for Tara because Zach is always playing such a villain to her. And then this uses storytelling. Storytelling is the most powerful form of communication. Studies have shown with fMRI machines synced to your brain that when someone is telling a story, more neural networks literally light up in your brain on the person who's telling the story and also the person who is listening to the story. Stories are more engaging and they're also the best way to retain information. So the more that you can lean into effective storytelling with your content, the more it's gonna perform. When we started getting viral content with Zach and Tara kind of flirting with each other and it really started to hit, they fully leaned in, and I would attribute out of the almost 2 billion views that we got, somewhere around 400 to 500 million views alone being the Zach and Tara type of romance content. There's a very important lesson there. As soon as you get viral content, you need to study why it went viral and do a lot more of it. You need to squeeze all the juice out of that lemon until there's no more juice to squeeze. That can be with the topic of the content, that can be the exact format, and that's exactly what Zach and Tara did by building this facade romantic relationship and having a lot of flirting banter all the time in the content. Now we'll show another example that got 14 million views with Zach calling his mom.
Hello, mother.
Hello, child. What are you doing?
I'm sitting here with Tara. She keeps trying to make moves on me.
I'm not. You wish.
She said, let me see that Frank. Let me see that Nathan's famous.
That's your mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's here to protect me.
I like the t-shirt she got you.
Oh, thank you. Mom, I'm telling you how she's taking advantage of me.
No, I'm not. I haven't gotten near him.
Physically.
Tell her I know that you're full of crap.
She said I'm about to rev that engine, boy. She said that, and then she looked me in the eyes and didn't blink. He's full of crap.
Oh, thank God.
She said, I want to climb you like an old family tree in the front yard. I don't know what it means, Mom. And then she started barking.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. She was on all fours.
Zachary. Oh, everyone's just around. You guys are being silly.
We're just being silly, Mom. Sorry. That's just us being silly.
Zach would call his mom live on podcasts and say outlandish stuff, and we found that it would crush. So this is something, again, we found that viral video that he then started to do more of, and then we distributed it like crazy across the internet. Saying outlandish, inappropriate things to your mom or your parents is something that is good at grabbing attention. Zach had that dynamic with his mom, and then also it blends in him and Tara having the romantic, flirting banter as well that we talked about in the last video. But the key with all of this is we didn't just clip funny moments, we clip psychological triggers. And then we use high retention editing following the 2-second rule to make the content crush across the board. And that leads us into section 2, the remix winner protocol. Once a video hits 1 million views, it becomes an evergreen asset. Again, a lot of people get a viral video and they move on, and that is a big mistake. The actual video itself, the raw content, is now an asset that you should use and post over and over and over. And more often than not, it hits and goes viral again and again and again, as long as you keep making it unique. So how do you make it unique? You do this with different editing on top. You can splice in different B-roll, different caption effects, different soundtracks. Maybe you add in a little bit more context on that clip, or you take out some of the context on that clip. You tweak the text on screen. Maybe you have headline text that shows during the hook now versus the first time it didn't have that. But there's all these small little editing tweaks that you can make to the same underlying raw video to now make it unique. You post it again, whether it's on your main accounts or on sub accounts where you can do a lot more of this. Now, obviously there's a balance and you don't want to keep aggressively posting the same content over and over on your main account because then your audience would keep seeing the same video over and over. But the reality you need to understand as well is your entire audience does not see every video you create. It's a very, very small percentage of your audience who's the most engaged viewer who sees not even all of your content, but a majority of it. And most of your following sees very few of your content and only the videos that the algorithm assumes that they're gonna engage with and like the most based on the trillions of data points that the platforms have on all of us. So knowing this, you can actually get away with posting the same clip, just remixing it, and sometimes even straight up reposting the same content on your main account. If you wanna be aggressive, you can do this even once a month for your most viral content. Additionally, Instagram has a feature called Trial Reels, which allows you to post content that is strictly served to non-followers, and it does not go to your existing audience and also does not show on your profile feed. So another way that you could post more Remix Winners content if you don't have sub accounts, which I'll get into what that is by using trial reels on Instagram. TikTok is also an amazing testing and experimenting platform because majority of the reach and views goes to For You page, which does not go to your existing audience on TikTok. So you can be more aggressive with split testing content, reposting content, doing Remix Winners on TikTok as a platform versus the other platforms like YouTube and Instagram, where it does serve more of the reach to your existing audience. But again, it's not all of your followers. If you look with short form content, a big portion of that reach goes to non-followers that are targeted based on interests and demographics that match what the video is talking about. And that's why short form content is the most effective way to grow today. And it's also like free advertising because all of the reach is free. It goes to non-followers and they're targeted based on, again, interest and demographics, making organic content never more like ads than it is today. But where you can really put fuel in the fire with Remix Winners is when you have a network of sub accounts. And that's what we did with Dropouts podcast. I'm gonna get into the full breakdown of how many accounts we managed, what the team was like, the systems that we follow in the next section. But sub accounts are additional branded accounts that you create to you on each platform. Instead of having one Instagram account, you can create 5 or 10 Instagram accounts, and then also do that on YouTube, TikTok, sometimes Facebook, sometimes Snapchat. And that allows you to go from posting 1-2 times a day to posting 10 to 20 times per day per platform. That's how you can go from posting 100 times a month to posting 2,000 or 3,000 times a month. This is what we specialize in and is a large part of how we're able to guarantee brands somewhere between 10 million to 500 million views in the first year working with us. And when you have a full network of sub accounts, you can be a lot more aggressive with Remix Winners. You can take the same clip and you can post it so much more across all the accounts, across all the platforms. Another huge benefit of these sub accounts is they allow you to experiment and test with content significantly more versus if you just have your main socials. And a lot of the time through that experimentation, you find a lot more winning content types and posts that you otherwise would have never tapped into if you're just managing your main accounts. So let me show you some good examples. The first clip that we played was the I Love All Races clip. Well, we did it as a Remix Winner. The first time that we posted it, it got 9 million views. Then we created it as a Remix Winner and it got 43 million views on the Remix Winner second post. So let's play the example.
I love gay people and black people and Asian people and Native American people. And this is no
people.
particular order.
No, I rank. I love black people more than anybody else.
What's second? Ah, that's tougher to say, isn't it? That's tougher to say, isn't it?
You know what? Your mouth kind of reminds me of like a person from Whoville.
That's
because
fine.
you like lip is not there.
Well, I
But,
can't
like,
help that.
No, you can't. But like, it's just like
Body
Whoville-esque.
shaming's fine till it's all about the weight, right? Goodness, here come the comments.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
So you can see, same clip. By the way, this is what we call fake reactions, which absolutely crush. A lot of the time you can just remix a winner by adding a fake reaction on the split screen below. And then we also use a headline, which improves the fake reaction further, saying that he was shocked. Here's another example of a Remix Winner clip of Zach calling his mom. We took that same clip, we added new editing on top, and the second time we posted it, it got 1.2 million views.
Hello, child. What are you doing?
I'm sitting here with Tara. She keeps trying to make moves on me.
You wish.
She said, let me see that Frank. Let me see that Nathan's famous.
That's your mother.
Yeah.
And she's here to protect me.
I like the t-shirt she got you.
Aw.
Mom, I'm telling you how she's taking advantage of me.
No, I'm not. I haven't gotten near him.
Physically.
Tell her I know that you're full of crap.
She said, I'm about to rev that engine, boy. She said that, and then she looked me in the eyes and didn't blink. He's full of crap.
Oh, thank God.
She said, I want to climb you like an old family tree in the front yard. I don't know what it means, Mom. And then she started barking.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. She was on all fours.
Zachary. Oh, everyone's distracted. You guys are being silly.
We're just being silly, Mom. Sorry.
Now, if this sounds overwhelming or you want us to do this for you, we'll even guarantee you somewhere between 10 million to 500 million views in the first year. And if we don't hit it, we work for free. You can check that out in the link below. And that's also where you'll go to get your free custom guarantee and also hold your spot because we do have limited enrollment spots every month. And now that leads us into section 3, the 30 account content machine. So how do you stay top of mind for over 1 billion people through massive, relentless volume? So the scale here is we ran 30 different sub accounts across Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok on top of managing the main socials for Dropouts. This allowed us to post over 2,500 pieces of content every single month, which is over 80 posts every single day. Caveat to doing this is that it does require a full team and also bulletproof systems. So the team that backed this up is we had 10 editors, 2 social media managers, 1 team leader as the captain of the ship to lead the charge, 1 data analyst to track everything and keep it in organized dashboards, and then 1 clips coordinator, which their role is we create what we call a content database for every single client using Google Sheets. And the clip coordinator will go through every single long form video and podcast, and they timestamp every time that the topic changes, a new question is asked, and they just timestamp every clippable moment, which makes it much more efficient for editors to go in and grab specific clips from the content versus them needing to watch the entire podcast every time themselves. And now let's break down the system and the workflow for this. So first step is our clips coordinator will go in, timestamp the content, add it into the content database sheet. Also, what our content database does is when our editors choose a specific clip, it marks that that clip was just used by that certain editor. That way all of our other editors aren't using the same clip at the same time. We found that we do get better results when there's a lot of variation and a lot of unique content going out across all the accounts all at once versus a lot of the same clips accidentally being used. And the content database is how we prevent that. Another huge concern that all big brands have when doing the sub-account strategy is quality control and making sure that brand alignment stays there and that they keep positive sentiment. Our social media managers who are highly trained at QCing content will go into frame.io and review it and then leave any revision notes if needed. If any revisions are needed, then they'll leave those revision notes and they'll mark the post as disapproved until it's revised. Otherwise, they approve the post and they post it natively on each platform rather than using a third-party scheduling tool. Then we have our team leaders. They're the captain of the ship. So they lead 3 pod calls per week for all of our client teams. They're also constantly reviewing all the accounts, checking the content. We have scorecards and accountability measures for every single team member across the board. So they're making sure that people are meeting their KPIs. And that's a fancy business term for just making sure that people are doing and excelling at their jobs. And that's how this full process works. But that leads us into section 4, the conversion machine. See, views are vanity, but profit is sanity. So we leveraged that 1.9 billion views to build a multi-6-figure monthly Patreon for Dropouts podcast, on top of them getting brand deals, sponsorships, spinning off their own businesses, merch, podcast tours, and live comedy shows. So here's how we did it step by step. First is the traffic flow. Every sub account and short form clip acted as a feeder. See, we didn't try and sell on TikTok. Instead, we drove all the traffic to long form YouTube episodes, which was the most effective at driving conversions. We wanted to get them in that ecosystem first. We did this on the sub accounts by first using watermarks in all the content that said Dropouts Podcast with the episode number. We also did this by including CTAs, which stands for calls to action, in the captions and also as pinned comments. The more CTAs you include in your content, the more actions people therefore take. But there's a balance to this because if you pitch too much in your content and you overly include CTAs, it makes you come across as a sellout and overly promotional, which hurts engagement and overall hurts your brand and performance. And that's not something you want to happen. Also, across all the sub accounts, the links in bios go to their YouTube channel. And we use deep links for this specifically. We also use DM automations throughout all the content where we tell people to comment a keyword or to DM the account a keyword. And then we use manychat.com, which sets up DM automations that are triggered based on that keyword to drive them wherever we want it to go. And Dropouts podcast, those typically go into the full-length episodes into their long-form content. We also did teaser clips. So there were exclusive drunken episodes from Patreon, and we would take clips from those episodes, post them on socials, and then let people know that this was a teaser from Patreon. Then inside of the edit, it would have a CTA to go join the Patreon to watch the full-length episode, and those were pretty effective as well. Any business can do that. If you have content behind a paywall, you can take some of it, post it out as teaser content, and let people know this is just a fraction of what they get if they join behind the paywall. Step 2 was the sandwich CTA strategy. We guided the guys to include 2 CTAs in every long form episode. A lot of podcasters make money through ad sponsorships, right? But what they don't do is they don't treat their own offer as a sponsor. They'll carve out 30-second segments to promote a different brand, but they don't do this for their own brand. That's a big mistake. What the guys started doing is on every episode, 1, 2, 3 minutes in, they would include their first pitch to go to the Patreon. You don't want to do this right at the start. You want the viewers to first get hooked into the video and then include your CTA while retention is still the highest. Then the second CTA is not going to be at the very end of the video, because if you do that at the very last part, a lot of people are going to jump. Instead, we found better results including the second CTA a few minutes before the end of the video as well, and that gives you the sandwich CTA strategy. Then the third pillar is we just beefed up the offer. A lot of podcasters who have Patreon pitch it as, hey, join the Patreon to support the show. And that is the worst pitch that you could ever possibly do, but so many people do it. You're not providing any benefit to why they should join outside of just giving you money to support you. Instead, we brainstormed with the guys to make the Patreon offer much more attractive while still at the core selling the same thing. See, we realized that people don't just subscribe for extra content, they subscribe for access. So we transformed the Patreon offer by first leaning into exclusive access. They started doing uncensored drunk episodes. We also set up a reward and giveaway system where only people who join the Patreon would get randomly chosen to do FaceTimes, and then also get free giveaways and rewards on Nintendo Switches and other products that were highly desirable to their community. And then lastly, we really leaned on the community, making the Patreon feel like a private club and not just a subscription, where they get exclusive access to Zach and to Jared and to the host, but then also meet and connect with other people who are big fans of the show just like they are. The end result was this led to the Patreon being a high margin, multi-7-figure business by itself, not including all the brand deals that they got, partnerships that they did, live podcast shows, live comedy shows, merch sales, AdSense from the platforms. Overall, we didn't get lucky with the algorithm. We built a system that made the algorithm work for us. And if you're a 1 million plus business and you want the same system built for your brand, whether you're just getting started with content or you already have as big of an audience and following as Dropouts podcast, then we should talk. Check out the link in the description below to get your custom guarantee of 10 million to 500 million views in the first year, or we work for free. And also we do have limited client enrollment spots. So going through the link below and booking a call will hold your spot on our enrollment list. Also, if you got value from this, do me a favor and do yourself a service and subscribe to the channel. That's gonna serve you more content like this that we're putting out every week that's gonna benefit and grow your business, and also help the channel be served to more people to provide more value. So please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.